こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、サッカー日本代表に関する動画です。サッカー日本代表はワールドカップに向けた親善試合で、メキシコと対戦し、0対0のスコアレスドローで終わり、次戦は中2日でアメリカと対戦します。インターナショナルサッカーブレイクのチャンネルでは、アメリカ側の立場から、日本と韓国戦についてのプレビューをしています。大部分はアメリカの招集メンバーについて議論し合っているだけですが、日本のスカッドは美しいと形容し、2点差以上の敗戦だろうとも話しています。この動画は韓国戦の前に収録されたものでもあり、韓国は日本に劣り、アメリカと同じレベルだと話し、引き分けを予想していましたが、実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Welcome to the ISB show, Sahil Rahi Roy. We are covering International Week, which is about to begin. And of course, we always must do this because we must be kind to our national team. And that is a U.S. men's national team. But they're playing two other teams we love covering, which is the Japanese national team and the Korean national team. We're going to get into these matches in a second, boys. What are you guys excited about this video or what?
I'm really scared, man. Another window with some good teams coming in. Japan is quickly becoming a world superpower. The U.S. is quickly becoming, I don't know, trash.
What are they becoming? What's the word for what the U.S. has become?
Soap opera, a reality show, but like a bad reality show.
Like a really bad one with bad ratings that nobody wants to watch because it just makes you feel bad.
Exactly. It's like something that would be on like Bravo, but late night, right? So that's what's going on.
Bravo. I think it's
Anyway, our Japanese fans and Korean fans probably don't know what Bravo is, but here's what we got. We're going to show the rosters. All right. I'm going to show the U.S. one first. And this is what we got, guys. You'll notice there's a lot of names on here that you may not recognize. We're going to get into this roster in a second. All right, guys. But that's what we got here. Here's the Japanese roster. There's a lot of names on here that you will recognize, guys.
Right? I wish we had this roster, man.
That's a beautiful roster.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
And of course, you got your, Minaminos, Kubos, you got Mitoma, you got all those guys, Daisen Maeda.
What a
And of
team.
course, this is the Korean one where you'll see Song Hon Min at the very bottom. Yes, there are words in English, but there's also Korean there. Of course,
yeah, thanks for getting the Korean version of it.
Yeah.
That's really nice of you.
LAFC's finest. All right, we're going to get into all this. Here's the U.S. roster again, boys. Let's start with our good old U.S. of A team as they take on Japan and Korea. What do we got?
All you need to know about that roster is look at whose picture is there. I mean, they had to find someone. No. They put the oldest player on the roster as the baseman because there's nothing exciting or interesting. It's just weird and strange. What's going on here, Roy?
It's, you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is that U.S. fans, and it's this majority of U.S. fans who hate MLS, who hate the MLS player, regardless of who it is, they hated Berhalter because he would sneak in 1 to 2 MLS players per roster. And they hated that. They said, why are they calling him up? They need to get the guy in the Danish league. They need to get the guy in the Belgian league instead. He started, for the most part, an entirely Euro-based starting lineup.
Yeah.
Now, we get the dream coach of most U.S. national team fans. We get a huge Hollywood sign, billboard, international coach with great success, with a major name. He's Argentinian. It's what everyone wanted for this national team. And he's blown that up completely. He is bringing up, not only is he bringing in MLS guys, he's bringing in weird MLS guys.
I thought you loved MLS. I don't understand.
I love MLS.
I don't get
I love
this.
MLS.
Oh, you MLS guys, Roy, MLS guy. Why aren't you happy? This is exactly what you always wanted.
Because I love MLS players getting called up when they deserve it. When they have shown they are elite within MLS. The majority of these guys, including, I'm going to have a hot take, including Diego Luna, has not shown to be elite in MLS. Diego Luna is doing fine in MLS. He's doing well. Is he blowing things up? Is he shining beyond all the international midfielders within MLS? No. Is he carrying his team to victory? No. Is he scoring every game? No. Does he have goal involvements every game? No. So a majority of these MLS players are being called up for different reasons, not because they're shining in MLS. Zawadzki isn't shining in MLS. Max Arfson isn't shining in MLS. Not even Tim Ream. The only ones that I would say are worth calling from MLS, from not even Alex Freeman, not Ariel, is Celentano. I like that call up. And I'm looking through the rest of the list. Jack McGlynn is good, but he's, again, not doing great for Houston. Berhalter probably deserves to be here. Berhalter's been very good all season. So Celentano and Berhalter and Diego Luna, but Diego Luna, because he's shown he could do something with the national team, he deserves to be there 100%.
So I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to put myself in Pochettino's brain. And this is my understanding of what he's thinking. Because on the surface, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's saying, look, this is my last chance to check out every single rock, every corner, everything I can find. I need to check out everyone in the U.S. Okay, my last chance. I want to check out every player. Because after this, it's done. Exploration's over. Number two, he's trying to say, hey, Weston McKennie, hey, all these guys who had an automatic place for years, it's not automatic. I'm trying to inspire. I'm trying to light a fire. But come World Cup time, you will be on the roster. If they're not, it's crazy, it's wild, it's stupid. But I think he's trying to inspire them.
So you think he's putting pressure? He's putting pressure on the main guys. What do you think about that?
Exactly, because we know they haven't performed to their potential. Yeah. This is his tactic. He's saying, look, I'm not going to call you in, get better. In the end, they're going to be on the World Cup roster. But to me, those are two stated goals. The challenge is it's just really late to be doing this.
Yep. My problem isn't with the sending a message. I think these players need to be sent a message. They've been abysmal. All these guys, all these Euro-based national team players.
Not just bad,
they've been terrible.
They haven't realized a potential that we know that they can, right? It's been like, not an effort thing, but like a fight thing or a desire.
There's no fire. There's no fire within this national team.
That's what it is, yeah.
It's gone. It's characterized by Christian Pulisic. Look at Christian Pulisic. Watch him in interviews. Watch him on that Paramount Plus show. He's just dull and disinterested and boring. And that's what the energy is bringing to this national team. But that's not my problem with Pochettino. My problem isn't that he's trying to send a message. My problem is he's still trying to figure out which Americans are good. Just come and ask us. Just come and ask a U.S. fan who's been following these players for the past 20 years, who knows every single one of these players and what they're good at.
I disagree and saw
ridiculous
because I think American fans overrate American players, especially the domestic.
I sure as hell don't.
I think the issue. I agree with both of you in some capacity. I think that the American. I don't want to say the American fan. I think us American fans know, but the American sort of, the group. The clique, right, that sits together, I think they kind of have a higher opinion of some of their players than they are. But I do agree with Roy about the timing. I think this is something that needs to be done. You can't do this now. Yeah, we're taking on Japan and Korea, which I'm going to want to get to in a second about who wins these matches, actually. But it's like experimenting now, as Roy said, is criminal. We need these players to come together. Like, why is Weston McKennie not here? You think he's just going to, you think he's some like outstanding top level elite player that's going to show up on the day of and be able to play with these
guys? I hear you on that. The only argument you could make is generally you don't know who's going to be on a World Cup roster because of injuries, because of form until right before the World Cup. And really it's about that month leading up where you're in camp together and gelling. What value does a friendly in September have? That's a fair point. Time and time again, it's been shown the teams how they perform prior to the World Cup has very little bearing on how they perform in the World Cup. And that's truth across the board. So I hear you, but I also hear that this is not the most important thing to gel now because things change in 7 months.
But then my question is, when is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is the point of because
the point is clear identification. Then so the time to gel is right before the World Cup. Because Christian could be injured, right? Who knows who could be there, right? There's so many things that could happen, and then you're playing a certain way depending on a certain player, and things change. I agree it's late, but I also understand that realistically, the team comes together right before the tournament. You create a tournament team. That's what happened. Together
but he has a tactical system he's trying to implement, and you're not bringing the players who will be starting in that tactical system he's trying to implement. This is the problem. These things take time. Look how long Berhalter took. It took him, 2 years?
Yeah, but
to get the team to start to understand?
Yeah, but the one thing about national teams is there's less time to really implement tactical systems. It's really just about you have to be much more flexible. You can't have a rigid tactical system. That's what Berhalter had. It didn't, and it failed at times. The good teams don't really, unless you have a style of play for generations like Spain or for years, it's hard to implement a new tactical style. You just kind of have to adapt to the players you have and be very pragmatic. It's less about tactics at the national team level.
Sure, but we're trying to implement this long-term tactical system. We've been seeing it for the past 6 years.
There's no time for a long-term tactical system at this point. It's just get the best players and try and put them in the right positions and give them some idea of how to play.
I don't disagree, but I think reality is different. I think we are trying to implement a long-term tactical system. I think it's been obvious for the past 6 years. I think it's continued now. The team is not capable of playing this tactical system. And this was a window that we needed to get all our guys together.
Fair. I just want to say, I don't think they're disinterested, the players. I don't think Pulisic is disinterested. I think they're just need some motivation, need some competition, need some intensity. It's not because they don't.
That's terrible. Yeah. That's terrible that our captain needs motivation.
No, but I would agree. I don't think people have giving him a little bit of bad rap. Like, oh, they don't care. Of course they care. These are like, national team players. They care. But to Roy's point, I mean, like we don't. These guys shouldn't need extra juice. You know what I mean? But speaking of that, all right, guys. So these matches are happening. These are damn good teams we're playing, guys. So who's going to win these matches based on who we have on the field?
Yeah. Japan and South Korea.
Well, I mean, Korea's not as good a team as Japan. Japan's an excellent team. Japan's an excellent team. You talk about what happened against Switzerland. Japan is arguably a better team than Switzerland, right? I understand that was a different U.S. team, but Japan is very, very good. They're very well drilled. Talk about a team that knows a tactical system, that understands how to play together. It's going to be very, very difficult for this U.S. team to get any kind of result. To be honest, I'll be surprised if they keep it to a 1-goal loss.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Against Japan, yeah, I agree. I see a very difficult, very uninspiring 2-0 loss. I don't think we're going to get blown out. I think that would be shocking if we get blown out 4-5-0 the way we did against Switzerland. But I do think we're going to lose handedly. I think it's going to be a shutout. I don't think we get many shots on goal. We might have 0 shots on goal like we have had for several of the past games. Korea, I think we're on par with a team like Korea. I think it's a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. U.S. fans and fans of Japan, Korea, you heard what these guys said. They said Japan going to win and Korea's going to draw.
Ray, what do you think? Huh?
I think we're going to beat Korea. I'll put this back on so I can say I think we're going to beat Korea, and I believe it or not, I think we're going to draw Japan.
That's crazy.
And I'm just saying that just because of sort of remember the last match we played against Japan? Like that was not good. Yeah. I think players will remember that. Hopefully, it's top of mind and realize that they need to get out there and do that. Well, some of these players have never seen Japan before, so that's the issue with that. So
these aren't those players.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, everyone out there, let us know if you agree with what these guys said with regard to the U.S. men's national team, with regard to Japan, with regard to South Korea. Some friendlies coming up, boys. Exciting stuff. The team are back in action. We get to watch them again. For everyone enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel and see you all after the matches. Keep watching the beautiful game. See you all very soon.
I'm just so scared of these games.
次は解説です。今回はあまり目新しいボキャブラリーも表現も多くありませんでしたが、過去に解説したことがないものを中心にいくつかピックアップして解説しています。それでは本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。
ジーズ・ルイスはアメリカ英語でよく使われる簡単表現の一つです。ジーズはジーザズの遠回しな言い換えで宗教的な意味合いを避けたいときに使われます。ルイスは特に意味はなく、言葉のリズムや響きを良くするために付けられています。口語的で砕けた印象が強いため、日常会話や映画、コメディ番組などでよく耳にします。イライラした時や、信じられないような出来事に出くわした時に自然に使える表現です。日本語のなんだよ、マジかよに相当します。ビジネスの場では不適切ですが、友達とのカジュアルな会話では効果的に感情を表現できます。リスニングで聞き取れるようになれば、ネイティブの感情の動きもより理解しやすくなります。
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. I'm going to have a hot take, including Diego Luna.
ホットテイクは SNS やポッドキャストなどでよく使われる現代的なスラング表現です。直訳すると熱い見解ですが、意味としては即興的で大胆な意見や世間一般の意見とずれた挑発的な主張を指します。例えば、人気映画をつまらないと言ったり、伝統的な考えに異を唱えるときに使われます。あえて炎上を狙う 釣り発言にも使われるため、SNS では注意が必要です。日本語で言えば、持論だけどや、異論あるかもだけどに近いニュアンスがあります。会話の中で、ホットテイクという言葉を使うと、より自然で現代的な印象を与えられます。
I'm gonna have a hot take, including Diego Luna. I'm gonna have a hot take, including Diego Luna.
I agree with both of you in some capacity.
in some capacity は、直接的でなくても、ある形で関わるや、完全な役職ではなくても、何かしらの役割を持っているというニュアンスを含む英語表現です。例えば、プロジェクトの主要メンバーではないが相談役として関わっている場合などに使います。また、引退後も顧問として残っている人などにもよく当てはまります。日本語で言うと、何らかの形でや、何らかの立場でが最も近く、ビジネス英語やフォーマルな会話でよく使われます。具体性をぼかして伝えたい時にも便利なフレーズです。トイックやトーフルではあまり登場しませんが、実務では重宝される表現の一つです。
I agree with both of you in some capacity. I agree with both of you in some capacity.
It has very little bearing on how they perform in the World Cup.
ハブベアリングオンは少しフォーマルな表現で、何かに関係があるや、影響を与えるという意味です。ベアリングは、関係や、意味や、方向などを意味する単語で、ハブベアリングオンで、何かに関係がある、影響するとなります。この表現はビジネスや法律、学術分野でもよく使われます。例えば、ある出来事が現在の判断に関係があるかを述べるときなどに使います。関係ないと言いたい場合は、ハズノーベアリングオンのように否定形にするのが一般的です。日常会話ではやや固めの言い回しなので、フォーマルな場面に向いています。
Has very little bearing on how they perform in the World Cup. It has very little bearing on how they perform in the World Cup. They're very well drilled.
ドリルドは、訓練するや、繰り返し教え込むという意味の動詞、ドリルの過去形と過去分詞の形です。軍隊やスポーツチーム、学校などで、特定の動作やルールを何度も繰り返して習得させるときに使います。特に、ウェルドリルドとなると、よく訓練されたや、規律正しく動けるといった評価になります。日本語のしっかり叩き込まれたや、徹底的に教えられたに近いニュアンスで、スポーツの試合などでも、組織的に動くチームをウェルドリルドチームと表現します。
They're very well drilled. They're very well drilled.
If we get blown out 4-5-0 the way we did against Switzerland, but
ブローアウトは、もともとは吹き消すや爆発するといった意味もありますが、スポーツの場面では、大差での勝利や敗北という意味でよく使われます。It's a blowout といえば、もう勝負にならないほどの点差だというニュアンスです。会話や実況、スポーツニュースなどで非常によく耳にする表現です。
if we get blown out 4-5-0 the way we did against Switzerland, but if we get blown out 4-5-0 the way we did against Switzerland, but
いかがでしたか？アメリカ代表の招集メンバーについて、いかに不満があるのかが、よくわかりますね。その招集をしているポチェティーノ監督についても、キャプテンであるクリスチャン・プリシッチについても、不満がありそうですし、代表チーム自体に疑問があり、信頼がなく、少し諦めさえも感じますね。それでも韓国とは同じレベルとも話していましたが、その韓国にも2-0で圧倒されてしまいました。この状況で、日本にも2-0や3-0以上で敗戦となれば、ポチェティーノの解任論も高まるでしょうから、解任が得意な森保ジャパンには、そういう点でも期待したい思いです。それでも日本もメキシコ戦を見る限りでは、自信を持って圧倒できるとは言い難いところもありますので、ただ日本に対する周りの期待感が高まっているだけであり、強豪のメキシコ相手に、ゲームをある程度支配し、最低限の引き分けを取れたものだったと言えるように、一方で、アメリカ相手でも引き分けや負けることがあれば、日本代表にかなりの疑問が投げかけられることになりそうですので、アメリカ戦では解消してほしいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。